Hey everybody, welcome back to the lab. Happy Memorial Day weekend. We're just here hanging out. Today I figured we'd talk a little bit more about the 94 GEC release that came out this year. All right, here's the tube. Here is the label. By the way, you know what? I've never really talked about this. Sambar Stag, is that how you pronounce that? Is it pronounced some other weird way? Let me know if I'm saying that wrong. Um, really nice tube though. I kind of like it. I've mentioned before, sometimes the tubes don't always look like anything special. They're just like a typical GEC tube, but once in a while they'll do a little bit nicer tube, and I always appreciate that. Kind of adds a little interest. And like a lot of us, once you get a few tubes, you get a bunch more, they all start looking the same. So it's nice to see something a little bit more interesting. I would assume that's that's a sandbar. You know, I don't know, never seen one. So that's cool. We'll put that over here. Knife. Let's take a look into it. All right. So this is your 94 pattern. Oof. We got the fingerprints coming on heavy today. Let's wipe that off because I know it bothers some people. Obviously, it doesn't look good on camera. Let's see. What can I say about this pattern? I think it's kind of one of those patterns that doesn't get the love out there in the knife community. I like it. I think that this is a cool proportion and design. I mean, it's got everyone loves this clip point, right? But for whatever reason, when it gets into this pattern, it's like, like you could tell this year, for instance, it's impossible to get these GEC knives. But when these dropped, um, you could even tell, like, with the day they were dropping, they were available for a little longer on the websites. Like, you could go on and look at it, and I was usually I'll look and it's like sold out, sold out, sold out. But with this, there was a couple opportunities for me to pick different patterns a couple times, and I just kind of, even me, I was like, can't get them all, so I just let that go by. But you know, this I think is a great knife for the proportions, and that's where I think is the gist of it. This is a smaller knife, and I think that's where people get into, like, why maybe it's not the most popular. um, I'll kind of use this as a reference, right? This is your Swiss Army kind of knife. Let's see, maybe something perhaps a little bit more. Let me see what we can do. I have this that I've been carrying. This is a Sodbuster Junior. So you can see significantly smaller than a Sodbuster Junior. I mean, not just shorter, but much thinner. And since these are single blades, you do get a feel for what the actual thickness is. And I don't have a problem with that. I think it's more of the thinness plus the fact that it's actually not as wide from end to end, or from, I'm not sure what this is kind of like the depth, right? So it makes it feel like it's a lot less of a knife in terms of uh, in terms of substantial girth. Let's open up a 15. That's something that people probably more likely, if you're collecting traditional GECs, you're talking a good comparison would be a 15. I have a 14 somewhere. I can't find it right now, but it's kind of like somewhere between that and the 14's a little bit smaller yet. But in terms of the fit and finish, I don't know. We don't need to talk about that. We know it's on point. Look at that. No gaps, all the stuff that we talk about. Um, I feel like the pull on this is perfect. We can. I like this pull. It's a little light, but it's, I think with your as the knives get smaller and more refined, I always feel like it makes more sense for the pull weights to decrease a little bit. There's no point in struggling with a very very small knife. It's you're not carrying that to, like, do major hard work. You're doing probably more detailed work, or you're opening a package, or maybe you're using it as a pen knife, so it's like, why would you need a very hard pull, in my opinion, right? Like, we've gone through this before. I'm biased towards the lighter pull anyway. But with that said, um probably, again, subjective, I would say, maybe like a 5 or a 6 pull, real easy. And again, another feature that I like with these patterns is the pinchability, right? Like, you can grab it right here. No struggles. You don't even need that long pull, but boy, is that long pull nice. I've got another 94 pattern here from the prior release. This one was from a few years back in the red garnet jig bone. This is a handsome knife too. So let's put these both together side by side, and then you can see that it's the same kind of trim. Like, it's the Northfield. It's got the gloss, or the polished blades. It's got the bolsters with the triple fluting. Fit and finish is basically the same. Pull, I didn't notice any difference in either runs from either years. I mean, that's probably the calling card of GEC, is that consistency, that reliability, the fit and finish, the quality control. It's all here. I think these are great knives. I don't know what it is. I don't know. To me, when I look at this knife, I think it's the perfect proportions. Golly, these fingerprints are killing us. But anyway, I love that there is just the blade to handle proportions are sexy. If you can call a knife sexy, then this is it. I just think. And you can actually get, well, four, yeah, I would say, I'll go ahead and say you can get 4 fingers on here. Not a ton of room, but it's usable. I think when you get into an area of 15 for guys with bigger hands, this is probably the typical small pocket knife size. Well, if you can do that and you can just give up maybe a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch, you can get this in here. And in my opinion, somehow it's strange, but I don't feel like you're giving up. Let's see, bolster to bolster. You don't give up that much blade. It's just really well done knife. Handsome knife with this. Just, I don't know what it is. I think it's the angle of the blade. It's the proportion of how much blade to handle you have. And it's also just the clip angle combined with the cutting edge, the belly. Just, to me, these are just really handsome. I don't know how to really explain it. Same with this. I just fell in love with the handle shape and the size. I like it. They're very carryable. And I feel bad because I don't really carry this as much. I wish, of course, I've gravitated towards red knives, but to me, just like a personal peeve, I don't know if it's just me. I love that it's deep red right here. As it fades to the exterior, oftentimes you'll get this natural fading, I guess. Not fading, but it just sort of lightens towards the edges. And to me, I don't know, because it just draws your eye away from the deep richness of the dark red towards the center, and it kind of makes it look, in this case, kind of like a, I don't know, pink. And again, nothing wrong with that. It's not even about the pink. It's not even about the fading. It's just I wish it was all deep red, you know. Um, it's just a weird thing to me, and because of that, it begins to my eye, instead of going to the knife, it goes to these edges for every time. So I guess it really is just a peeve. Again, there's nothing you can do about that. It's just something that happens. With this particular one, I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I like the Stag. Very even, finished well. I mean, it's pristine. It's brand new, obviously. So I mean, finished really well, but for me, I kind of like, let me see again. Yeah. The show side, although it has nice texture, do you guys see how it kind of looks almost gray, blue at some parts right here? I don't know why that happens. Does anybody know what's up with that? On this side, it's more of an even brown and tan, if you will. Go to this side, and the impression I get when I hold it to this side is that there's almost a bluish tint. Again, beautiful, finished well, even covers. I mean, just really. But when you come over here, you feel like it's a different knife. I wish it was matched better in color. And I don't know if this blue is from the polishing compound that gets like worn into it when they maybe polish it. Ah, man. Again, we're getting a little weird about it. Nice knife. I just like it a lot. It feels really comfortable. If I had to, and this is kind of where we really get nitpicky, that would be my complaint, is that the colors don't match exactly. And I'll see if I can get over that. Because other than that, the knife is dead perfect. Fit, finish, pull weight, centering if you care is... It's hard for me to even adjust, but it is... Oh gosh, is it really? Uh-oh. It is slightly favoring the pile side, actually. Is that really happening? Or is that an illusion? It is. Yeah, that's unusual, guys. Just noticed that. It doesn't touch at all. Yeah, here we go. There's a little light there. Yeah, but it does favor slightly. There you go. You can see it there. But again, I'm not the kind of guy that bothers, even if it does rub, as long as it works. But GEC typically is even more deadly accurate than that. That's actually a surprise to me that even happens. Typically, it's more dead centered. You know, this one's, well, probably show it this way. Yeah, it's dead centered. It's hard with the camera because you can't always see with the camera. Sometimes it lies to you. This one's dead center. Yeah. I'm looking both through the camera, and it's weird because I don't know how cameras work, but like they have two lenses, three lenses, whatever. And sometimes you don't really get a good angle, but from my eye, this is perfect. This one's perfect. This one does have a slight bias towards one side, unfortunately, but like I said, doesn't rub. Obviously, you can tell it doesn't rub. Good knife. Excuse me. There you go. What do you guys think about this latest run? Excuse me. Let me take a little drink. Does anybody have any of the other pattern releases for the 94? How do you guys feel about this one, knife in general? Let me know. Comment below. I want to thank everybody that's subscribed in the last week or two since I've started the channel. It's been pretty cool getting to know some new people, and you know, looking forward to getting some more content out, sharing what we've got, and talking to each other. That's kind of the fun part. Love growing the channel, putting more stuff out there. So stay tuned, and got a couple more knives I wanted to share. So see you in the next one.